Hey there again, YouTube. This is Ice9 with a Friday Madden Mobile video, and the season is grinding on, and we've got some new players out for today. New flashbacks that we can see right here. We got a couple of GTs for the day. We have, obviously, Ultimate Legends coming tomorrow, and I'm assuming since they skipped a week with the Ultimate Legend packs that they're going to be here come tomorrow morning. And I think I will do my last Ultimate Legend bundle opening. I actually haven't done a bundle opening for video, so I'm going to do a bundle opening, and it'll be my last one of the year, I'm sure. Assuming that the players are halfway decent, or there's going to be some good GTs or anything good at all, I will do it just for the purposes of a video. And I am feeling like I'm due with one of these bundles or packs for the year that is probably totally mistaken and not very logical at all, but I'm going to try my luck and see what I get. So let's talk about these new flashbacks. Um, these are not very exciting, but if we see this Timmons card, there's some green over Lewis. It's not a bad boost, probably a better boost than Lewis's tackle boost. Even overall, the disappointing thing with these latest series of flashbacks is there's no 99s, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. By this point of the year, there should be at least one or ideally two or three 99 players as a result of flashback events. It's getting really late in the year, but this isn't going to exactly drive the price of elite trophies up like it did a couple months ago when Andre Johnson came out. That is for sure, but a pretty good looking card. Good acceleration, agility, base awareness. The coverages are about even with Lewis, which is to say not great. I don't know what the PLR is, but I assume it to be mid to high 90s. Good looking card. Not a great card. I could see for Steelers fans playing this guy though, but already going in that low 1 million range and not moving. Current bid on him at 400K, and there is another 98 halfback. Yay, that's exactly what we needed. And here he is, D'Angelo Williams card, and going for over 1.5 million. But let's take a look at the card. Not incredibly strong, nor is he incredibly fast. His carry is better than Barry Sanders. Wow, that's a good reason to get this card. There's no reason to get this card. Strength boost, but not a real high catch number. Nothing exciting about this card at all. And I assume that price to come down on this pretty quickly. There's a lot of 99 halfbacks out there for sure. A lot of people have 99 Emmitt Smith, the league player out there. That's definitely a better player than this guy. So, I don't know. It's a +1 strength boost, but just not a really good card at all. And let's go on to our golden tickets. And we have yet another 99 Gronk. And let's take a look at the golden ticket version here. So 4 million, 3 million, not moving, low 3 million range, coming down some more. Current bid of 14,000 coins. But let's take a look at the stats here. I wish we could really look at him as compared to the domination version of the card. Blocking stats are definitely better. 94 run block, 90 impact block is pretty good. Catch is 99. He's quite a bit faster than the domination version. And I want to say strength would be, I believe, Gronk on my team now. Let's take a look at what his strength does. He boosts himself +5, which puts him at 96. And basically 97 if you count that Frederick takes away from strength. So he's not quite as strong, but he is faster. This GT card, So somebody who doesn't or wasn't able to get Domination Gronkowski, and whose prospects are looking a lot tougher, having to do that set to get one last card or something. I don't know if I would spend a ton of money on this card, but he does look really fast and the acceleration's really good. So this is going to be a great tight end for sure. I'm not sure what the catch in traffic is, but I assume this guy to be a little bit better version of Domination Gronk. However, we all have Domination Gronk, or a lot of us do, and he has that massive +5 strength, which is very important on teams, especially now that a lot of strength boosters are disappearing. So, still a pretty good card all in all. I could see some people playing him for sure. And let's take a look at our other GT. And Sean Lee card, and a good 99 coverage linebacker, which is something I've been harping on for a while that we need in this game. Well, here he is. And you can see all that grain over Von Miller. Not as strong, but 97 speed. Perfect 100 tackle. Absolutely insane coverage stats of 91 man, 98 zone coverage, and it'll boost up to 99 zone coverage. It's basically like having another defensive back on the field here. Very much like a safety type numbers here. Really good safety type of numbers. I believe the PLR is 98 on the card, but there are a couple stats on this card that are hidden, and they really need to be talked about, because when we're looking at a linebacker to replace like a Barr or a Von Miller or something like that, and basically what I have set up right now on my defense, and a lot of people are kind of running the same thing, is you've got Von Miller at outside linebacker on one side, and then on the strong side you have Barr covering the tight end. He's obviously the better coverage linebacker. You can see his stats are nowhere up to Lee's here in terms of coverages, and his play recognition is also pretty low at 87. But a lot of people have been running this card for months now, and he does show up on film. The reason why he shows up on film is because he's really fast, he jumps really high, and he's 6'5". So he makes plays, and the coverages are good enough, especially in zone coverage, that this guy will make plays. Okay. And with Lee, he'll make plays on Gronk, he'll make plays on other types of coverages. He does make some plays. As an example, we're going to go back into this because I want to address another subject later overall, because it's become an issue in our league today. But there he is with a pick six on a guy who's basically, I don't know what his overall is now, but when he threw the pick six against me in his first drive, he had a 99 offense and a 109 defense on the field. I scored on him even though he had that. Defense wasn't all that impressive, actually. It seems like there's some kind of nerf going on when you're playing a lower overall sometimes, but I've definitely played tougher defenses than that for sure. But at any rate, Barr does show up on film. We're going to get back to overall in a while. But when we're looking here at Lee, there's a couple of key stats that are not on the front page of the stats, the front 9, and one of them is jump. He's got 82 jump, this guy, so not real high, and he's 6'2". His catch number is also in, I think it's the low 80s. I want to say it's like 82 or something like that, 82, 83. Catch in traffic is 75. That, along with 6'2", the low jump, the low strength, means that it is unknown how many plays this guy will make against a Gronk in a jump ball type of situation. Those are not the numbers you want to see for jump balls, as far as that goes. So what I would probably do if I got this guy, and right now he's a little bit too rich for my blood, is I would probably put him in the 3-4, believe it or not. You know, I still like having at least one strong run stopper kind of guy. And, you know, I would keep that there with Von Miller and just basically replace the positional hero version of the card with this better GT card is what it would be. But that said, I don't know if I'm willing to spend all my coins on a player like that. I would like to see what else comes out, I guess I would like to say. Because, again, the height at 6'2", the jump at 82, which is low. The catch is in the low 80s, which is not bad for linebacker. He's not a wide receiver after all, and he'll boost to the high 80s with OBJ and other catch boosters on your team. But with those two things and also him not being really strong, even though he's got good coverage, I think he's going to deflect balls, which is not a bad thing, a lot more than he makes picks, is going to be my opinion looking at this. In the situations where he's, you know, contending for a jump ball with Gronk. I think on the other side, though, because his coverage and his speed is so good in any place where he's not forced to jump, just crossing patterns across the middle, etc., he's going to be a really, really good linebacker. So that's what I think about that player, basically. So let's go into our next subject. And it came up as an issue today in our league chat because we've got in our league, you know, we're not all extremely high overalls. And you can see part of the discussion here, but you know, if you look through, our average overall is pretty high at a 98, but you know, there are guys who are 103s and 101s and 99s and 102s and then 97, 96. And here's Truth at 91. And I know he's trying to work on his team, and he doesn't have any tier 7s, which is really affects things a lot. Once you get some tier 7s in there, some free 99 players in the mix, that's really going to raise his overall. And let's take a look at Truth's team here, and we'll do an impromptu kind of play review here. So we're coming up on tier 7 Rice, and you know, basically he will have him at a certain point and be able to replace this bunk Super Bowl version of the card and get a proper Jerry Rice card in there. That'll be a good card for him. Walter's not a bad card. Could be easily replaced by Emmett. Quarterback here, he could start working on other quarterbacks. Breeze, Road to the Ring is not bad, but I think he could do better as far as that goes. He should try to work on, ideally what I would work on if I were him is I'd try to get like Road to the Playoffs Brady or somebody like that. He's going for pretty cheap, 200,000 coins or so right now. I would get Mangold here out of the lineup. I don't think +2 strength for a -1 awareness is a good trade-off, so I would rather go with Kelsey and get that boost there. He's got 2 speed boosters, which is good. Watkins and Archer is not bad. Definitely needs to go for a tight end. There are any number of choices here. Let's take a look at Kelsey's stats. Actually not terrible, but he could probably do better at tight end. A number of things on this team. The first thing I would do, just to try to, I would probably try to get Mangold out for game changer Kelsey, just because I think that'll make a big difference in terms of having the acceleration booster too. Alright, he's got Road to the Ring Matthews, that's good. He's got Barr, which is good. So he's got a pretty good linebacking core here. Daniel Hunter and Vernon here at defensive end. Maybe try to get Flashback card Peppers in there or something like that. Let's see, cornerbacks, Signature, Jones, and Sherman. Sherman's actually not a bad card, especially with that number of speed boosters. At least gets him up to the mid 90s, but maybe like a Dion, So he's got, at any rate, he's got some things he needs to do on this team for sure. And he's not, you got different people doing different things. You got me always grinding live events and, playing with stamina refills and get lots of coins. But not everybody's doing that. They have to do with what they have. So the thing I would say to him is to worry about increasing the overall of that team, and just trying to get it up there. But quite besides overall, though, and as we know, and once again, I lost to JP in the league championship. And as we could see, there he is at a 99 overall and a 101 defense. And I swear to God, that defense played better than that 109 I just played in the Hall of Fame. Just a really good defense. And overall is definitely part of it, but gameplay is another issue entirely, and being able to execute plays is also the key thing. I remember way back in the day when we were in After Disaster, and I was at the time the top dog in terms of overall. Nobody was even that close to me in overall. And where is Derry? And Derry was a pain in my ass at that time. This guy was beating me. This team played way over its overall, kind of like JP's. And at the time, I want to say he was like a mid 80s overall, and this guy was beating me in league championships. So it's only one part of it. And basically, how this came up today is in league to league. One of our members asked another member to play higher overall teams, which we usually tend to do. Most guys in our league, the higher overall guys, will take on the highest overall player that's available on the other side, and that's basically how we do it. We don't have too many problems with them. But we have other players, even though they're higher overalls, that are struggling, and because of that, they're looking to maximize points for the league, so they'll take on a lower overall. And I don't know, I've got mixed feelings about this, And on one hand, you understand the guy trying to maximize what he puts out for the league. On the other hand, you want to see them take on the best team that they can, and the guys who are lower overalls can take on somebody who's more their own overall, rather than having a 91 trying to take on 100 overall or something like that. At some point at the end of the day, you have to take on whoever's available to you, and that's what I've kind of tried to reiterate. I mean, what I've seen out of this whole thing is, yes, overall is important, but although the gameplay is different, and a 100 overall team definitely plays different than a 91 overall team, part of it is mental. Part of it is what plays are countered and what plays you run. Part of it's your execution. And that's what it always comes down to. If you execute, you could score on anybody. Doesn't matter. Does not matter what the overall is to a certain extent. If you execute perfectly, you will score. And a 90 versus 100 overall, if you execute halfway decently and call the right plays, you will score. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter in the whole scheme of things. And, I think at this point we got guys psyching themselves out at points. You just need to do whatever you can do. And it's really more about how you run your offense and call your plays, in my opinion. But that's that. Just wanted to cover that real quick. So yeah, going on to head. So I had my first, and speaking of this, we got Magic Mike here, who is at a 103 overall, which is what I'm playing now. I don't substitute players for offense or defense. I'm kind of leaving both things the same. It's simpler, and I also have no wish to manipulate my overall to try to get easier matchups and head to head or anything else. I think that's kind of a lame practice. I do think that's lame to do that. And here we have Magic Mike with a 106 offense and a 108, and it boosts up to a 109 defense. And I wish we could look at his team. He's got a bunch of GTs. He's got GT Dion, GT Cromartie. He's just got a bunch of players on here, but that is really the lesson in all of that to a certain extent. So this guy is probably at a 106 overall or something like that, and he's currently getting his ass beat because at a certain point at the end of the day, it matters what plays you call and your ability to execute the plays. That matters more than the overall. So that is it. Just wanted to cover that real quick. Expect tomorrow morning. Hopefully I will do an Ultimate Legend bundle opening, my last for the year. Shout out to Papa Raider. He's our commissioner. Got to try to kiss his ass. And he has YouTube videos as well, which is pretty cool. And thanks for watching, guys.